signing of the single largest market platform, that is the African Continental Free Trade Agreement. Those were the words of Ghana's Foreign Affairs Minister Shirley Ayokor-Botchwey. 26 out of 54 countries have so far signed onto the trade part, which is expected to boost intra-Africa trade by $35 billion per annum. As interesting as that may sound, some have expressed some concerns about how effective trading is going to be without a common trading currency. Let's have a conversation with the trade expert Richard Ampabin, who joins me via phone for more on this. Good evening, sir, and thank you so much for joining me.
Good evening, my sister, and thank you for having me.
Great. So before we go into the main discussion this evening, what's your take on the progress of work on the implementation of the African Continental Free Trade Agreement? Do you think that with the impact of COVID, we are ready politically, legally, and then also economically for the agreement?
Well, as has already been told, now the new world order. So COVID or no COVID, man must lead. And therefore, I would say that the implementation of African Free Trade Continental Trade Area is a good news to come about this time around.
So my question is, do you think that economically, legally, and then also our readiness, you think we are ready as a nation?
You see, if you compare to all regional blocks of trade, there's nowhere that all countries have been ready before they moved on to their regional block trading. And what I'm trying to say here is that African countries, there are 54 of them who have ratified. I'm not too sure all of them are ready yet to enter into the trade pact. But it's better to start with those who have made it possible, talking about their trade arrangement. We come together and trade. And as we move on, others will get on board.
Right. Now, to our main discussion this evening, some have said that currency should aid trade integration. Hence, what is currency without trade integration? And so there should be integration first before the currency comes in. But with the absence of a common currency, is that going to affect the implementation of the free trade agreement?
Not at all. You see, this trade pact is not too distant away from WTO rules. And if you ask me, trade in the world now revolves around the dollar and the sterling and the yen and what have you. So Africa not having a common currency is not an inhibition to trade. If you care to know, EU, not all the members are on euro. About 8 of them are not on euro. But EU is running with a common market. So as for currency, yes, it will be better as we move on to get a common currency. But let me state it here.
Right.
Given the nature of our economies in Africa, again, the fragmentation of African states, is a bit difficult to talk about a common currency now.
So where does that leave the ECO, the fight for a common currency? You know, we've been having a lot of talks about the introduction of the ECO. And so my question is the convergence criteria, if it's softened a little bit, and then ECO comes in, would that not aid trade facilitation, or would that not facilitate trade on the continent?
That would do. Because if you look at the other blocks, they use those near to themselves use common currency. And as you are saying, we could use the ECO. Those of us in West Africa can use the ECO, and it will be better for us to go into this pact with our common currency. But that doesn't also force any of our blocks to do same. I mean, currency is only an medium of exchange. And if we have a common medium of exchange, courtesy the dollar, fine. We can, for now, use the dollar as our common currency.
All right. I'm grateful for your time this evening, Richard Ampabin is a trade expert. We are grateful for your time. And it's Wednesday, you know what that means. And anytime she enters a space,